cloud or USB, and then print, copy, fax, or scan them and get back to business fast. Visit your nearby Staples. It's Proton.
The following program is a paid presentation. The views and or opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the staff and management of KWAM. Welcome to the Variety Hour on AM 990, where local leaders talk Memphis.
Listen to you move your mouth. I bet you come from way down south. Now don't tell me, let me guess. You from the town that I love best. Talk Memphis, I wish you would. Talk Memphis, you sound so good. Talk Memphis, high on the bluff. I swear I can't get enough. Listening to you talk that stuff. Talk Memphis, oh yeah. Talk Memphis.
This is the Memphis Real Estate Hour with your host, Dean Harris, on AM 990 KWAM. And now, here's your host, Dean Harris.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Memphis Real Estate Hour. I'm your host, Dean Harris. I'm with CrestCore Realty over on Summer Avenue. Appreciate you guys tuning in here locally at AM 990 Memphis. I've got some listeners tuning in nationally on KWAM990.com. And we also want to thank our Facebook Live listeners, watchers. I don't guess you're listening as much as you're watching on that, but appreciate you guys tuning in there as well. The Memphis Real Estate Hour will concentrate on investing in Memphis real estate, and we will focus on our residential real estate market as well. That residential market is ever changing these days. We've got low inventory, lots of buyers, lots of people eager to find something that meets their needs. So pay attention. We're going to be talking about our residential market. I remind you every single show that I am an investor. If you have that old home or you know somebody that has an old home that they need to sell quickly, I don't care what the condition is, just give me a call. It's 901-619-6170, and I'll make you a cash offer on that home probably this afternoon. So anybody you know, I don't care what condition or where it's located at, just give me a call and I'll make sure that I can get that sold for you quickly. Facebook Live, guys, we are on Facebook Live. It's something that we're going to do every show now. We're excited about this feature. It has really taken off and put our show in front of a lot of different people and more people that we weren't able to reach with just the traditional radio and online stream. So we're excited to have that as part of the show on a permanent basis. Last week on the show, Dan Butler and I discussed the turnkey product versus the turnkey alternative. That's been a hot topic with a lot of our national investors, especially because they hear turnkey in Memphis and they think that's the only route to take. We definitely have got an alternative to that, so I was happy to get that out last week. And I do want to make an announcement. Next week on the show, it's a different kind of show. I don't know if it's any more special than the others, but I'm excited about our guest. We're going to have Shelby County trustee David Lenore on the show. He's going to come on and talk the entire show. We're going to have him on for the full hour. We're going to talk about tax sales and land bank sales. This is a hot topic. People are constantly asking me about tax sales and how to obtain property that way. It's a unique way to purchase. You can get homes really cheap, but there's certainly a process that's involved with it. So Dave is going to come on and talk about that. They've got a real estate roadshow which details the ins and outs of purchasing a property that way. So I am super excited to have David Lenore, our Shelby County trustee, on the show next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So be sure and tune in for that. Today's show, we're going to have the investment of the week. I like to call it free money. I'm going to give you a way to earn some money. It's got to be free, right? Do what?
I still want to see your calculation.
Yeah, it's free. Just trust me. All right. Investments of the week, we're going to have a listing of the week I'll give you. Guest today, of course, is Dan Butler. We're going to talk about multifamily market surge and what to look for. We've got another guest in here today. It's Hunter Hughey. He manages property over in Greenville, South Carolina. He's going to chime in and help us with our multifamily discussion today, and also with our different markets that we're going to touch. At about 8:30, 8:35, I'm going to have Wendy Greenlaw on the show. She's with Chandler Reports, and she's going to give us our Memphis Market Watch. So we're packed. I'm going to jump right into it. Here's your listing of the week. This is your residential retail listing of the week. It's 8979 Dewberry Lane in Cordova. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. We're at 3,050 square feet on this property, and it's listed at $224,900. Completely renovated from top to bottom. So Be sure and check that one out. I'll give it the address here again. 8979 Dewberry Lane. It's in Cordova. There's 5 bedrooms and 3 full baths. The list price is $224,900. It's been completely renovated. Great looking kitchen with some granite.
That one turned out nice.
It did turn out nice. This is good. For disclosure purposes, this is my flip property. So Dan, CityLight Commercial did the rehab job on it, so I'm really excited about it. You guys, give me a call, 901-619-6170 if you want to schedule your showing for that. All right, now here's our listings of the week. Let's get your pens and paper out. Free money, right? Gil, free money, right? All right, 5194 Bitter Creek Drive. This one's in Fraser, 38127, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, listed for $26,900, and this one is rented for $525 a month. This is when I talk about good deals on the show, and you hear me talking about numbers in the 20s, ROIs in the 20s, and properties that are super, super strong performers. This one in Fraser is one of them. 5,000 block of Bitter Creek Drive, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. It's listed for $26,900, and there's a tenant that's occupying this property for $525. So if you've got questions about this, I'm going to give my phone number a few times. It's 901-619-6170. Number two, 1061 South Greer, the 1,000 block of South Greer, 38111. This is also a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. It's listed for $29,900. I believe this is a $700 rental. Don't hold me on that. I've got every bit of information but the rental. 1061 South Greer, $29,900, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. It's over in Orange Mound and East Smith, right off of Park. Last one for today. 3594 Hickey Street, $31,694. I love the list price. $694. $31,694. It's 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, so this is great. The rent on this is going to be a little higher than normal because of that 4th bedroom. 3,000 block of Hickey Street, 4 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, $31,694. That's in the 38109 zip code. It's free money. All you got to do is spend a little bit, and it comes right back to you.
There you
That's
go.
right. Those are your investments of the week, guys. So give me a call, 901-619-6170 if you've got any questions on that. We're going to take a real short break. I'm going to come back with Dan and Hunter. We're going to go ahead and start diving into multifamily market surge, what's going on with that, and we're going to talk about some different markets as well. You're listening to the Memphis Real Estate Hour on AM 990 Memphis.
I'm packed and I'm holding, I'm smiling, she living, she golden, she lives for me. Says she lives for me, ovation, her own motivation. She comes round and she goes down on me, and I make you smile like a drug for you. Do ever what you wanna do, coming over you. Keep on smiling, what we go through. One stop to the rhythm that defines you.
AM 990, KWAM.
Is it a good time to buy or refi? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Are interest rates going sky high soon? Hi, I'm Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady at iBank Mortgage. I tell my customers to ask questions, get answers. So join me every Monday morning at 8 on AM 990 and I will tell you what's going on in today's still changing mortgage world. Remember, most people think about mortgages a few times in their lives. I think about them every single day. Tune in Mondays at 8.
Griffin, Clift, Everton, and Mashmeyer, PLLC, is a full-service law firm with over 50 years of experience in the Memphis area. Real estate closings have continued to be the forefront of their law practice, which include residential, commercial, and development real estate transactions, drafting and negotiation of real estate contracts and leases, business information, preparation of wills, probate, and estate planning. Their firm represents a number of builders, developers, investors, and local lending institutions, and is approved to close transactions for most local banks and mortgage companies. In addition, they offer title search, title examination services, and title insurance through several well-established title insurance companies in the Memphis area, as well as Tennessee and Mississippi. They strive to offer services in a prompt and timely fashion while advising and representing clients in a zealous and professional manner. Should their offered services be of need, please contact William N. Griffin Jr. or any of their attorneys at 901-752-1133. They can also be found online at www.gcemlaw.com or on Facebook.
All right, guys, I'm here in the studio with Brad Sterling. Brad's been a part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour, but now we're with a new warranty company, Choice Home Warranty. Brad, tell me about it.
Yeah, Dean, Choice has been an industry leader in direct-to-consumer warranty sales. Now they've opened up a brand new real estate portal. Pricing begins at $420 and goes up to $550 with a low $65 trade call fee. We also have fabulous multi-year pricing, meaning you can get a 5-year warranty for the cost of 4. Call me at 901-870-2334 for more information.
Thank you, Brad. Choice Home Warranty, we're happy to have them part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour.
Now here's the Mid-South weather from the News Channel 3 Severe Weather Center. Brought to you by Gossett Kia on Covington Pike. Family owned and operated.
Partly sunny and mild with our latest cold front moving through the area. Temperatures in the lower 80s today with a drier, cooler feeling breeze out of the northeast. Isolated showers this afternoon will give way to clearing skies and lower 60s overnight. Sunshine, north winds, and a high near 80 tomorrow. Don't wait until the heat becomes overwhelming. Have Air and Heat Service check your home's cooling system. Call 662-838-8088. I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers on AM 990.
Now you can listen and watch too. Go to our website to listen online and see our studio cam, kwam990.com.
Darling, don't you go and cut your hair. Do you think it's gonna make...
All right, welcome back to the Memphis Real Estate Hour. I'm your host, Dean Harris. I'm with CrestCore Realty over on Summer Avenue. Got a great, good-looking building over there. If you hadn't checked us out yet, please feel free to come and stop by and say hello. Got Dan Butler in the studio. Dan, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good. Good morning.
Hunter. Got Hunter Hughey in the studio. How are you?
Good morning. Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are going to discuss and dive into here multifamily, what that is, what that means, the surge of it in our city, and what to look for. So, first off, the difference, obviously, most of you probably already know, multifamily, single family. We got more doors.
Units, more doors, yeah.
More doors, multiple units.
More rents, more costs.
That's right. It can range from, I guess, a triplex. You know, a name for 2 doors is a duplex.
Yeah.
We got a triplex and then a quad.
Quadplex,
yeah.
yeah.
And then after that, it just goes to multifamily.
Yeah.
So, it's surging here. I don't know about other markets. Multifamily is surging here. We've got, I know that I'm seeing personally more traffic with multifamily than I have in a good while, but why do you think, I know why, as far as more doors, one stop, but why do you think we're having a surge of it here lately?
Well, I've talked to several investors over the last couple of weeks, and I think that a lot of that's driven by, the hedge funds have really pushed the housing, the single unit houses, right?
Yeah.
So they're pushing those prices up. The turnkey guys are buying a lot of the houses. So what's left is I call it the smaller multifamily. I would define that probably under 100 units. I don't know if you.
Man, if that's small, then
well, and I think that's where it gets that on the edge of needing a full-time staff on site.
Yeah.
Where under 100 you could probably get away with kind of a local resident manager, gets rent-free, kind of watches over the place. Mm-hmm. And some people do full-time property manager for less than 100, but I think that the numbers don't make much sense. But yeah, definitely see a surge in that little window.
Yeah.
Where I think the greater than 100 that even the hedge funds are still buying those kind of houses. So
well, obviously
institutional buyers.
Yeah, that's right, and it obviously costs more. We're talking about the difference. I've got a couple of going now. I've 16 unit, is it? Yeah, for $570, and then
$500,000 to $1.5 million.
1.5
right?
we're working with right now. Yeah, for the 74 units. So it's a wide range of who can get involved. Yeah. Do you see more partnerships with this?
It seems like it seems like you've got 2 or 3 partners coming in together, pooling their money. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys from California, guys and girls, that looking at 1031 exchanges. They're just there's nothing for them to buy out west, and
not that makes sense dollar wise. Mm-hmm. I talked to one of my investors. I think it was 2 weeks ago. He's a state attorney. And he had somebody in his office, and they were kind of bragging a little bit about a property they just bought for $440,000. and it gets
a single unit?
A single unit home, and it gets $2,300 in rent.
Oh my gosh, was that a 0.5 ratio?
Yeah, that's not like we can get you $6,000 for that here.
Right.
So it's
triple.
That's right. So yes, to your point, you can't buy anything in California that you can here that even comes close to making as much sense. So I guess this is why instead of an out-of-town investor coming in here and buying 25 single unit or single family homes, they're looking at making this
parking in one
purchase.
cash, yeah,
That's
park
right.
in one spot, and they're just looking for a cap rate. They're looking for a return, 7, 8 to 10, sometimes up to 10 on multifamily, but
and way easier to manage. Am I right in saying that? Are those easy? I mean, it seems like it just from a geographical standpoint, everything's all in one spot. But are they easier to manage versus?
They are in most ways. I think that's where I started back in 2001 was multifamily, small units, small multifamily. But you go to one location, you see all your units all together. So all your bills coming from one location, one mortgage payment, one set of property tax for say for 50 units instead of 50 tax bills. So administrative.
I'm sure it's certainly easier from a maintenance standpoint.
Yes.
Where one guy can be on site and handle 10 things at one time while he's there.
Yep.
Almost has to be. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like if you've got one person on there to talk about all of it, or to handle everything that's there versus one person that's handling stuff all over the city, it seems like it would be easier.
Yeah. I think the downside I would add is really the only downside I can think of is just you got so many people in one spot.
That's right.
You got one little thin wall.
Yeah, and a lot of different personalities.
Yeah, a lot of
lifestyles too, different lifestyles.
We toured this apartment last Friday afternoon. It had 24 units, and it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, pit bulls in every apartment. One guy was collecting engines, and there was one that looked like a militia.
In his apartment?
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, all in one complex. I saw a guy that you would think was in, the military because he had cartridges everywhere, guns. I kind of peeked my head in, and I was like, close that door.
Yeah, maybe
I did not walk that whole unit.
Maybe we'll just offer him some coffee.
Some trip wires in there or something. And another lady was collecting cats. She had like 5 cats. I mean, it was. I mean, to your point, it's a hodgepodge of people. It's not just.
Right.
And
guy's name was Charlie.
You put that. You put all that in the melting pot, and can be an issue. So that's where your policies, your guidelines, your rules.
Yeah, a lot of that gets back to kind of babysitting it sometimes, where you get, it's kind of a headache from a management standpoint when tenants are calling you and saying, my next door neighbor's parking in my spot. They're staying up loud, listening to music, whatever.
That's the
more
issue you get with multifamily.
Very much so.
Yeah, we were out Friday. It might have been after you saw that other one at that 70-something unit complex. People are everywhere.
Running around.
I mean, it was a great environment.
It was a great environment.
There was kids, and I mean, it was a family-oriented environment. But man,
that's the key. What you just said, it's got to be the right
fit. But man, I'm telling you, we went outside and just kind of talking with the agent and asking some questions, and it's almost like I think it switched over past 4 o'clock or something, whatever. All of a sudden, there's people coming out everywhere, kids, families, moms, everybody's there. So yes, I think you've got to find the right tenant environment to make it a good investment property. I think.
And I think the number one is finding the right people and having the right rules. And then one of the biggest things I see is just managing trash.
Trash?
You're like, what does that mean? It's like people that walk through apartments, friends, they just drop the paper. If you don't, you got to stay on that stuff every day.
Oh, you literally mean trash?
Trash like paper.
Very much so, yeah.
Bags and cups and
mattresses,
mattresses,
dumpster and stuff.
I don't know how that. I've never seen so many mattresses until you go to get an apartment, and then one shows up every couple of days. There's a mattress laying on the dumpster.
I would say, well, just put out some trash cans. But I guess if you do that, then you're
filling them up.
You're filling them up, and you're emptying them every day.
Well, then you're getting more calls as a management company. Somebody's filling up our trash,
right?
But you don't really have a choice. You have to put a dumpster out there.
I'll give you a quick story to add to that. My very first apartment, one of my guys is a landscaper, and I had one dumpster, and he kept just filling it to the rim, and I couldn't stay on top of him fast enough. I'd get it dumped. He'd dump his pallets and sod and bushes, and so finally, you know what? I said, I'm gonna get a second dumpster, and I raised his rent $50. That was 6 years ago, And I've had 2 dumpsters up there only because he can have a place to dump.
And raised his rent.
And raised his rent, and I pay for the dumpster.
Yeah,
that was my solution.
Loved it.
And he loves it.
Really?
Yeah. But that was my only solution. I couldn't police it enough. You know,
Right.
It wasn't my only solution, but that was my best one I could come up with at
Right.
that time. And it's worked so far. So.
All right, let's talk about what we look for. To me, it's, well, I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
I've got my own opinion, but when we're looking for multifamily, if you're an investor listening to the show right now and you've thought multifamily or thought maybe this is a route to go, when you're looking at something for yourself, you're analyzing it for you and Douglas, what is the first thing that you go to, other than the price? I mean, I guess we always want to hear that, but what's the first thing you go to?
You're going to laugh because I wrote this down. I throw the pro forma away.
Yeah, because it's all crap, right?
I mean,
it's all just garbage that they're handing you anyway.
I mean, it's, you know, and you're an agent. I guess I'm an agent by actual title, but
you have a real
I
estate
have a real
license.
estate license, but you know, the agents put on there that it's going to perform at this level with this % occupancy, and it's like, and then you say, all right, let me see your books, and then they, I mean, you're still dealing with one for 2 weeks now.
I'm begging.
You're begging for leases
Begging
and
for information.
And
I literally, if he's listening right now, please send me some more information.
Yeah, so I think the performers are, I mean, that's a good guide to like, or should I take it a step further? But I would not go off of those. I would, you know, I guess the point. Go ahead.
I was going to say probably that's what the guys in California that's all they're looking at, right?
The performer.
So your experience is, that's where you're at today, because you've done it so much and you know better than that.
Yeah,
that's right. And those guys, they count on it. Now, my national investors count on that information. So, I mean, it's my job when I'm representing them to vet that info and to find out how legit it is and how accurate it is. But you're right.
I mean, I probably killed 2 deals, big deals Friday. I don't know for sure, but because the pro forma is so off from what actual, so they're saying that 35% of rents is expenses, and I'm like, where's your maintenance? Oh, well, that guy's got a construction company, and he does it all through there. And I'm like, so that doesn't show up on the books.
That's not helping you as the buyer.
It's not helping the buyer, you know.
It's not giving you a true indication of what's going on.
So
that's what people want to hear, I think. And I'm learning a little bit. I haven't done one this big yet. I've done some other ones, but they want to know what's going on.
Yeah, they want the truth.
Yeah, they want to know, hey, what does this really look like? 70-something units, are they all occupied? Well, that's great. Who pays on time?
Yeah.
Who pays late, historically every month?
I'll give you a quick example on the one you're working on, actually. You know, I'm helping with the due diligence, and 16 units, and we just happened to be inspecting it last Friday, was it? Thursday morning?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a notice on a guy's door that he owed almost $2,000. Okay?
Oh, I know.
Oh, you already know this?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So $2,000, they're like, what do you think about this? It's like, well, looks like they should have kicked him out 2.5 months ago. But then they came back and said that, well, the ledger from the owner shows this guy's just 1 month behind. He just owes this month. So, like, that's a difference of $400 versus he owes $2,000. I said, what do you think? And I said, I think you go with a statement that was actually posted on the guy's door. That's the truth. Why would a property management company post something that's not?
Right, and that's just a complete red flag. What else is he not telling
What else is he not telling you?
It seems sloppy. I agree with you, and I'm trying to help them understand that form your own opinion, get your own idea of what's going on. Everything's occupied right now. Yes, this guy clearly must be behind, because I agree with you. Why would they post that on there if he's not? But get your own indication and get your own opinion of what's going on in there based on what you can get. I would study market rent. I would study vacancies maybe in the area if there's some way to look at that, and then where the condition of the building. The one thing I did like about that one is the building was in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see a whole lot
solid
of
building.
No, I didn't see a whole lot of maintenance that goes with it. Why do you think I mean, I know the surge is. I mean, I'll just ask you, why do you think there's a surge here for multifamily? Is it because our hedge funds are buying up all our single family stuff that's 80, 90, 100 grand? Or?
I think that's part of it. And I think people are, have a lot of 1031 exchanges that they've sold some California stuff. The market went up, so they've, through appreciation, gained 100, 200, 300, $500,000 in their other investments, and they just want to put it to work and make it work harder, or a better return for them. So
is there a lot out there available in the Memphis market for like the smaller 16, 20, 30 units?
There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of anything under a million.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. There's several that we can look at from 1 to 3 million.
Right.
But there's not anything, and I think that shows that
why the partnerships
are coming in. There's less people that have got that capital and got that or borrowing power. It's a smaller pool of people that can do that.
Right.
So I think the ones that are under $1 million are going quicker for that reason. A single person can do that.
Right.
Much easier.
Yeah, I was about to say because either you got two routes you can go with it, right? You can either have your own money or a bridge loan or hard money to say so let's just use the 1.5 million for example. Mm-hmm. So you got to come up with 1.5 somehow to be able to refinance it to try to get your money out, or you go the traditional route where the 1.5 and most banks are 20% down.
Yep.
So that's $300,000 you got to come up with either through a second or your own cash or 1031, whatever that is.
Yeah, and that's obviously still difficult for people, but I'm just surprised, like in our market, there's just not, those properties aren't out there to buy.
We're going to talk about that in the second half. Hunter's from Greenville, South Carolina, and manages 400 plus properties there, and we're going to discuss a little bit about what the differences in the markets are about buying in Greenville versus buying here, and this is a great addition to our show today because it can give us perspective from another market. We often talk about other markets, but we rarely have somebody in that they can give us that actual information. So
we flew them all in.
The show flew them in for this special appearance today.
That's
so
right.
We want to thank George and AM 990 for flying them in today. We really appreciate it.
And for the limo too. I appreciate that.
Right. He's out there waiting on us now. Hey, I've got Dan Butler with CrestCore Realty in the studio. Hunter Hughey, he's from Greenville, South Carolina. He manages 400 plus properties. So we're going to be back with those two guys here in the second part of the show. We're going to talk about the different markets, Memphis versus Greenville, and then see if we can't narrow down some of the differences in why people are buying here versus everywhere else. Guys, you're listening to the Memphis Real Estate Hour on AM 990 Memphis.
I can't really help it if my tongue's so tied in knots. Jumping off a bridge, it's just the farthest that I've ever been. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down.
AM 990, KWAM.
All right, guys, I'm here in the studio with Brad Sterling. Brad's been a part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour, but now we're with a new warranty company, Choice Home Warranty. Brad, tell me about it.
Yeah, Dean, Choice has been an industry leader in direct-to-consumer warranty sales. Now they've opened up a brand new real estate portal. Pricing begins at $420 and goes up to $550 with a low $65 trade call fee. We also have fabulous multi-year pricing, meaning you can get a 5-year warranty for the cost of 4. Call me at 901-870-2334 for more information.
Thank you, Brad. Choice Home Warranty, we're happy to have them part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour.
Griffin, Clift, Everton, and Mashmeyer, PLLC, is a full-service law firm with over 50 years of experience in the Memphis area. Real estate closings have continued to be the forefront of their law practice, which include residential, commercial, and development real estate transactions, drafting and negotiation of real estate contracts and leases, business information, preparation of wills, probate, and estate planning. Their firm represents a number of builders, developers, investors, and local lending institutions, and is approved to close transactions for most local banks and mortgage companies. In addition, they offer title search, title examination services, and title insurance through several well-established title insurance companies in the Memphis area, as well as Tennessee and Mississippi. They strive to offer services in a prompt and timely fashion while advising and representing clients in a zealous and professional manner. Should their offered services be of need, please contact William N. Griffin Jr. or any of their attorneys at 901-752-1133. They can also be found online at www.gcemlaw.com or on Facebook.
Is it a good time to buy or refi? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Are interest rates going sky high soon? Hi, I'm Ludy Calloway, the mortgage lady at iBank Mortgage. I tell my customers to ask questions, get answers. So join me every Monday morning at 8 on AM 990 and I will tell you what's going on in today's still changing mortgage world. Remember, most people think about mortgages a few times in their lives. I think about them every single day. Tune in Mondays at 8.
Now here's the Mid-South weather from the News Channel 3 Severe Weather Center. Brought to you by Gossett Kia on Covington Pike. Family owned and operated.
Partly sunny and mild with our latest cold front moving through the area. Temperatures in the lower 80s today with a drier, cooler feeling breeze out of the northeast. Isolated showers this afternoon will give way to clearing skies and lower 60s overnight. Sunshine, north winds, and a high near 80 tomorrow. Don't wait until the heat becomes overwhelming. Have Air and Heat Service check your home's cooling system. Call 662-838-8088. I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers on AM 990.
AM 990, streaming live at kwam990.com.
Jane says, I'm done with Sergio.
All right, welcome back to the Memphis Real Estate Hour. I'm your host, Dean Harris. I'm with CrestCore Realty over on Summer Avenue. All right, we're ready for this week's Memphis Market Watch. The Memphis Market Watch is sponsored by Chandler Reports. Subscribe to their free Pulse Report at chandlerreports.com to get the latest updates on local real estate trends. We've got Wendy Greenlaw in the studio. Wendy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Listen, before you get started, Chandler Reports is an excellent tool. My investors that are listening right now, I encourage you to go on and for the low cost that it is to get this information, it is so valuable. I'm finding so much stuff on here that I don't find on my MLS that other agents can't find if they're not using Chandler Reports. So I wanted just the extra. I know you guys sponsored this, but I wanted to make sure that I encourage everybody to go log on to chandlerreports.com.
Well, thank you.
Yes, because I'm telling you, it helps a lot of investors. I've had repeated people over the last couple of weeks say, "Hey, man, thanks for sending me over there." So
great.
I encourage you guys to go. Yep. All right, tell me what you got today.
Sure. So May home sales were on fire. So compared to April, we had a little bit of a decline. Total number of units sold up 9% from May last year, and May last year was a great month too.
And we were up 9% this year. Yeah.
Average prices through the roof, up 10%. Total revenue up 20%. I looked at the numbers yesterday. We were about 200 shy of 2007 units sold, and I should have looked at the revenue, but I would say we're probably at or higher than the total sales revenue pre-recession. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to be curious by the end of the year if home sales prices continue rising, where we're going to end up. So the number of units isn't there because obviously we talked about those new home sales lacking in our market, and I have some analysis on that for you today to give you some perspective. But the prices are just
keep
astronomical.
Going up. Yeah, and that we before we came on, we talked about that. Everybody's reaching for the roof.
Right. So when I started tracking sales by price range, say about 9 years ago, 50 or more % of home sales in Memphis, Shelby County were valued under $100,000. And I heard you guys talking earlier how our market's so different than other markets.
Yep.
This is the first time I've ever pulled a sale by price range report where the majority of home sales were between $50,000 and $150,000. The first time. And we're talking over 30%, but still it's the first time where the majority of home sales bumped up.
Really?
And here's another interesting thing. So investor purchases were down in May. They only accounted for 18% of total home sales.
So what's it been, 29?
No,
30?
25.
It's usually about 24, 25%, a quarter of that.
Wow.
And they were down from April. So we had 313 investor purchases in May. We had 350 sales in April. So that was down 11%. And this is the thing I noticed when I perused my report.
Yeah.
I'm finding the hedge funds
have chilled out
a little bit. And I'm going to ask you, are we going to see a lot more investors moving out of our market because those prices are now bumped up?
Yes.
And are we going to see them liquidating or selling, or what are we going to see them doing?
To me, I don't know that I'll see, and you and I have some varying opinions on this, but
Right.
I don't think we're going to see a liquidation because the cash flow is there.
Right.
The numbers and the rent is still there. It's not like if we had a market to where you could come in and buy for $80,000, rent for a couple of years, and then it's worth $110,000. I would think we would see some sales, some liquidation going on, but they're not going to be able to sell it for any more, in my opinion, than what they bought it for. Now, I know you're sitting here telling me that home sale prices are
Right.
up, but I don't think they're up enough for them to recoup real estate commissions and things that you would
Right.
take to sell to a retail buyer. They're not going to sell it to the same person to themselves, all cash, quick close,
Right.
no concessions asked for. So for that reason,
Well,
I don't think we'll see a liquidation. We'll see a chill out from
Right.
them, but I don't.
Do you think that's because the prices are so high they don't want to spend the money, or people can just now sell their home on the market and make more than they would with
I think
an
we're
investment?
running out of houses.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think the $90,000 to $120,000 that's their spot. If you get 130 and 140 and 150 with these hedge funds, the rent multiplier doesn't add up.
Right.
So that $90,000 to $130,000 range is where it does make sense. And gosh, they own half of Cordova. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
they do.
I mean, really, I'd love to know that number.
And Arlington.
In Arlington, I mean, they are buying up those $120,000 and $30,000 rental houses like that.
Well, I follow a lot of the investor boards, and I followed one in Nashville, and I saw a comment last night, and I screenshotted it. There's an investor in Jackson who's liquidating 100 properties right now. So I'm going to go try and find out who it is, and
And call me after the show.
I'll call you after.
Jackson, Tennessee.
Send you an email. Yeah, Jackson.
Oh, we've heard of that.
I
haven't
love
we?
Jackson, Tennessee.
I thought I've heard that before. Has somebody up there selling 100? Did we get that?
Well, I'm
Somebody
assuming
told me
it's
that
probably a
last
hedge
week.
fund. I don't know, but I'm going to look into it and see
Yeah,
if I can
great.
find out who it is.
Good.
Foreclosures were down just slightly
Okay.
in May, just 2%. We've seen that continue to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
New home sales, I do want to talk about that briefly. So the new home sale prices, an average price was up to $320,000.
The average?
Average.
Wow.
Golly.
Highest we've ever seen. So, but here's to put things in perspective for you. So May 2004, at the height of our market, just that month, there were 364 new home sales. May of this year, 51.
Say that again. This is great stuff.
At the height of the market,
Yes.
May 2004, 364 new home sales.
In a month.
In 1 month.
Uh-huh.
That last month for us, 51.
All right, so I started my real estate career selling new construction, and it was
Right.
during that time,
Yeah.
2000. And,
You made a killing.
Oh, man, it was great.
Yeah.
We just sat in that
Easy.
model.
Should have retired.
I didn't sell anything. I was just taking
Right.
orders. There wasn't much selling going on. It was just writing up contracts. Now, 51.
Yeah. So it just puts it into perspective how much that new housing market's dropped off. So at the end of the first quarter, there were only 932 new homes in our housing inventory. And we're starting to see permits. Permits were up in April 93% from the prior year. So we're starting to see a little bit of a boost in the new home starts. And
Do you think that's going to affect, I'm sorry, do you think that's going to affect in a good way, do you think that's going to affect our current sales, like inventory? I mean, because the reason why there's a lot of people not selling is because they don't have anywhere to go. I've heard it over and over again. They can't find something they want. They don't know where to go. Do you think that's going to help?
I do. Yeah, but it's all in outlying areas. So the majority of the new home starts in Arlington, Lakeland, Collierville, Cordova, Bartlett, outside of the city limit.
Do you have any way to check how many lots are out there? I bet that'd be tough. But
Vacant lot. I can tell you
lots.
vacant lots by subdivision and by zip. Yes.
Okay, that'd be interesting to see.
See, that is about, I mean,
'Cause I figure like we run out of lots. I would think.
Well, we are on a shortage of lots. It's
Yeah.
going to take someone coming in here and kind of
Developing,
developing land.
yeah.
And
Well,
builders
and
don't
banks
want
Don't want to do
that.
it. Yeah.
No one wants
builders
to
aren't doing it anymore, and banks aren't loaning to builders to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that might be starting to change, but
Yeah.
we'll,
the
we'll
banks,
see.
Yeah, they're opening up a little bit.
They are.
that's good.
They want to put money to work, like everybody else.
That's right.
So
All right, what
that's
else you
it
got?
for my update.
That's it. Look,
You
I
got
tell you
it.
what, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this information. It's
my pleasure.
valuable to our listeners. It's valuable to me. Guys, this week's Market Watch is sponsored by Chandler Report. Subscribe to their free Pulse Report at chandlerreports.com. Wendy, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
Dean.
on.
Have a good show.
Okay, so before we left, I've got Dan Butler in the studio, Hunter Hughey. He's from Greenville, South Carolina, and we were discussing multifamilies and multifamily surge and what people are looking for. We're going to touch now a little bit on some of the different markets and see kind of a difference in what you can buy here. A lot of people sometimes ask me, hey, well, why is Memphis so hot? Why is Memphis the place to go for investments?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's, I use the phrase, cash flow king. People come here for cash flow. They come here for the rent, the higher rent versus the price of the homes.
Price, yeah.
But we're not an appreciation city. So if you're
Right.
an example, if you're out west or you're up north, you buy something for $200 in 2 years, it could be worth $250 easy.
Yeah.
Just depending on what's going on. That's not the case here. You buy something for $200 here, in 2 years, it's probably going to be worth $200. Now,
Right.
I mean, maybe a
Little bit
little
more.
more. Wendy
206.
just told us we have it a surge, so
Yeah.
that's good. But
what is it in Greenville? Do you know the kind of the appreciation?
I don't know the statistical number, no. But, I
Yeah.
mean, I do see appreciation throughout Greenville for sure.
yeah, just
So I'd be upset greatly if the prices were stagnant there.
yeah. And that's that's what people expect here. and they buy like crazy.
Yeah.
They don't look for an appreciation. They don't look for equity in the home.
We tell investors don't plan on appreciation here.
We talked briefly about the homes that I'm buying, and that's one of the number one reasons I'm buying there is appreciation, because I think it's going to go through the roof where I'm buying.
See, and that's just a totally different thought process. Yeah, because so if you're listening here, well, we buy for rents, cash flow every month. You're buying with the cash flow in mind, but with the anticipation that you're going to see some appreciation.
Absolutely.
How close are you to Charleston?
About 3 hours.
Okay, so I know some guys in Charleston, and you can't buy anything there.
No.
I mean, like next to nothing.
Except
for
for
under
shacks.
$100,000.
Yeah.
So if it's either a really nice place or it's four walls and a tin roof.
Right.
All right. So we're discussing the different markets between here and I guess today we're discussing Greenville. So Dan, you're from there. You know a ton about that area. What do you think? I mean, specifically from Greenville to here, is some of the housing differences, tenant differences, and just overall market, changes and differences that we see.
And I'm going to lean on Hunter for a lot of this, but I mean, I think that, the investors that are, quote, investors or people that own rental property there's not a ton in Greenville that's all they do. I think that's kind of I call it accidental landlords.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, there's a lot of them. We also talked last night about wholesalers, and I'm seeing a big surge of those in Greenville too. Seems like every day I get something in the mail, or 2 or 3 pieces in the mail. I want to buy your house.
Yeah, welcome to our world.
A lot more than in the last few years, for sure.
You still get them?
I get them every day. I think. That's a great little piece of that. Tells me that because Dean and I see it on our side as far as wholesalers have really started training each other, and it's gone more viral, more social media, and so they've taught people, and I guess it's just starting to go to the other cities and. And just a different way to go about business.
Yeah, I'm looking for them to govern it.
Yeah,
I really am. I'm looking for the states to govern it because
at some point they'll have to. At some point,
yeah, there's guys out there running around doing anything they want to.
Well, I'm really surprised there are not more strict laws on that stuff.
Yeah,
it's coming down here. It's trickling down.
Well, the agents are starting to
get wise to it
and notice.
Right.
We know a friend of ours that got in trouble with that, and
he got spanked along the head. Yeah.
But what as far as like Greenville though, what like for say an $800 rent house, what would that cost you all in?
You're probably in an
area we want to be in. I mean, don't go to the cheapest. An area that you would buy in.
Yeah, I mean that's my specialty. That's kind of the price range I'm in. So I would say that's probably in the $40,000 to $50,000 range.
All in.
Yep.
So see, that's similar to here.
Yeah.
All right. So $800 to $850 is similar to here. Now, if you bump up to $1,000 rent, what do you look for? Just 70 to 75?
Yeah, pretty much. That's right on it. And again, these are areas that are decent and up and coming that are going to be worth something one day.
Are they hard to rent in those areas?
No. I'll tell you, the closer you get to downtown, the easier it is to rent. Even if the next door neighbors, the house is boarded up. I mean, not that bad, but it's just not the greatest street, for example, and you have a nice house on the street. It's the area these people are looking for.
There's the difference. I think your areas, we were discussing this a second ago, but our $1,000 rentals, $1,100 rentals are in some of our better neighborhoods.
Right.
Yours in Greenville is maybe not
up and coming.
More transition neighborhoods, exactly.
Yeah. See, so there's the market difference.
Yeah.
We're buying almost the same price range per rent.
Same cash flow.
Cash flow, but they're in 2 different areas of town.
That's right.
Yours is a little bit lower end, but up and coming.
Exactly.
Ours is in southeast Shelby County, Bartlett, some areas of Raleigh and Cordova.
So if I think about that, I mean, a transitional area, what would you think? North of Jackson? That Jackson corridor outside of Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm joking about Lamar Avenue.
You love that. You do. You ready for that?
I think it's coming.
You think Lamar, so we're going to push on Lamar. We could do a whole show on this. You're convinced that Lamar Avenue is going to push from Midtown gets over to
There's
Lamar.
no more land. You just heard Wendy say there's no lots.
Yeah.
There's no houses. So what's going to happen? I mean,
well, I'll tell you what they're doing in Greenville is they're bulldozing houses left and right, and they're building sometimes 1 and 2 houses on the, their $100,000 house there they bulldoze. They're building 2 $600,000 houses on.
Well, I gotta go to Greenville.
Greenville, that's right.
What am I doing on the radio here in Memphis? I'm gonna ride a bulldozer all over to Greenville.
Well, I mean,
People are doing it left and right.
But so think about that. Go down Southern.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what, one street over, parallel to Lamar.
Yeah.
And you'll see some tear down. Some people have done some new construction right there. I mean,
think it's starting already?
Trickling. I don't think it's on fire, but I think that people are saying, "Oh, wait a second, I'll tear this $20,000 house down."
So even in the nicer neighborhoods, you're not seeing much of the demolition rebuilds around here.
Well, East Memphis we are.
Oh, around here.
Yeah,
around
but
here.
not on the edges. We don't. Yeah, they're tearing down all our houses around me. I'm the last one left. My little shack, a one-story ranch.
Dan's got the original house to sit there. Everybody on his street is torn down.
Everybody but Dan.
And I'm not going to.
Everybody but Dan. He ain't
I'm
about
not doing
to start anything either. Forget about it.
No way.
Filled in that pool, man. I didn't realize you had a pool back there you filled in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
transitional area. I think that's a great point that we could see here in Memphis.
They are doing it in 120, zip code, and they're doing it some in 38117. So I guess we see some of that, but they're not turning them over for rentals. This is turning them over for
homes.
Same here.
Same there. Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's some of the features that we're seeing are similar and some are different. Just from
what's causing Greenville? Like, my mom told me the other day this is the fourth fastest growing city in the nation.
I wish I knew.
What's causing that?
Like, I've lived in Greenville my whole life, so I don't know a whole lot different. I don't know. What's causing all
the industry? Is it BMW, Michelin?
I'm sure that has to do with it. Clemson. Med school. But it's amazing. I don't know when's the last time, Dan, you were in downtown Greenville, but they're putting up apartments left and right.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable amount of apartment units downtown.
And when we were growing up in Greenville, you didn't want to go down. You didn't go down downtown
at all
after dark. You kind of stayed away from that.
And we don't know what's driving those apartments downtown, or what's driving that. I
think it's just a cool place to live.
Cool.
Yeah.
They made it cool. They made restaurants, bars.
Millennials.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're seeing
a lot of that.
Millennials. Yeah.
Gil.
These guys.
We love you, Gil. It's all right, man.
But Memphis, I think, is doing similar. I mean, you're staying downtown, right? You see the apartments and the Redbirds, and if you go from where you're staying, go down 2nd and 3rd Street, you'll see all those loft apartments, condos. So
we've got a surge downtown of that.
Definitely a surge.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys if your downtown was like that.
It is. So 2004, 5, 6, 7, tons of condos, tons.
Yeah.
Market crashes.
Yeah.
Now we've got tons of empty buildings that have been finished and done, but the nothing's for sale. Now they're coming back in, cleaning those up, reviving those. Even the ones that were new, they just never sold. They're coming in, cleaning those up. People are buying them right and left. I don't know what I know that Service Master's now downtown, but that's a very small people. It's a big deal, but a small amount of people that are going to live downtown.
Sure.
But most of those are going to be out east, I would imagine.
I mean, I have a banker buddy that, his kids are about out of, his last one is graduating, and he lives downtown and loves it.
Really?
Walks to the grocery,
right?
Walks to the local bar.
That's what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah.
Just live downtown.
Just live downtown and walk everywhere to what they need, and doesn't even hardly needs a car.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's just a different mindset that a lot of,
seeing.
Either the older generation or millennials, I would say. And the rest of us are stuck in East Memphis.
Is it the same? Right. Well, all the houses are being built
around
me.
All the houses are being redone around me.
Hey, what are let's talk about tenant differences. Is there, what, and you can chime in, Dan,
sure.
too. I don't want to put Hunter on the spot, but what tenant differences from here to there? Is there a major difference? Do you have a whole lot of turnover? Is there a whole lot of evictions? I mean, we see it some here, and I think it all goes to the manager to see how you vet that tenant up front. But do you see a whole lot of turnover, a whole lot of evictions there?
Dean, we talked yesterday with Dan, and I think your average rent, you said, is around $700 or something?
$750, yeah.
Yeah, and mine's closer to $1,200, maybe a little more than that. Mm-hmm. So
it's a different.
I think we're dealing with a different income bracket for sure, type of people. So, at any given point, our evictions are way less than 1% of our tenants. So it's very rare that, we'll file, maybe 5 a month or something. But if we the actual eviction process, it's very rare.
Is Greenville or South Carolina, is it a landlord-friendly or tenant-friendly state?
Tenant.
It's tenant. So
yes.
we're landlord-friendly.
Oh, really?
We can get somebody out
30
days or
wow.
less.
I mean, if people know what they're doing, they can drag it out 6 months.
6 months?
Like professional tenants that beat the system.
Yeah,
it's painful.
Again, stay in Memphis, folks.
Stay in
for my
Memphis,
investors. I tell you, it's that's one thing here that we do have is evictions, and I think it's more like in your situation, Hunter. I think you've got 2 incomes most of the time. Am I right in saying that? In the household?
Absolutely.
Mother, father works, or however,
Absolutely.
grandma, mom, whatever.
Almost all the time.
2 incomes. So that's probably one saving factor for your tenants. If something goes bad with one side, they've got another income that can support it. I think more cases than not here, we've got 1 income in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, if something goes wrong there, then, you're kind of up the river.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing and this is just an opinion, so take it for what it is. But, if you drive around Memphis specifically, you don't see a lot of mom and pop for rent signs anymore.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like the for rent, which I was one of them. I'd handwrite for rent, thinking that was going to get me a lot more calls, and didn't really think about the fact that, oh, there's a sucker that's going to rent to me for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
For just get one over on me. But my point on that is that everybody that with the hedge funds, they've actually helped, in my opinion, raise the level of expectation of the tenant. So they, they can't, quote, hide anymore. They can't find just that mom and pop landlord as easily because they're just going to go from CrestCore to another property management company or
that's
a
doing
hedge
it
fund
right. And
that's doing it right. They're going to check the background.
Yeah.
They're going to check the license.
That
they're going to check the utility.
The rules and
they know all the
laws.
rules
Yeah.
and what to look for. And so I think that's raised the level because our collections is the best they've been ever.
And that's what you credit it to, you think?
Part of it. Part of it's our screening. But, I mean, part of that is, everybody's raised up their
game, their vetting game.
The game. They know that they can't, I mean, we've seen it all. We've seen fake pay stubs. We've seen fake licenses. We've seen,
Really? Have you?
Oh, yeah, man. We see.
People go through it to get into the house, don't they?
They don't play. They play.
Those are the professionals I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the real professionals. They don't
Right.
work, but they're professional.
Professional
That's
scammers.
Scammers, yep.
Okay, guys, Hunter, thank you for coming on the show today. I appreciate your insight from another's perspective. Greenville, South Carolina is a great little town. I know Dan grew up there and is proud of his Clemson roots. We're SEC people here, so we won't.
Yeah,
get
they don't
into
even know
that.
what Clemson is over here.
No, I'd have never heard of it. Never heard of her. No, I'm just kidding.
Until the national championship. Is that?
Yeah, the one. It makes me sick because I got to root for Bama in these situations. But
He's an Ole Miss fan.
Yeah, I don't.
Ole
know.
Miss over here is like.
We just enjoy the Grove.
Yeah.
Thank you both for coming on. Dan, thanks for coming on the show today. Guys, I appreciate you listening. I gave out at the beginning of the show our 3 investments of the week, South Greer, Bitter Creek, and Hickey Street. If you guys have any questions on the investments of the week, you can call me at 901-619-6170. Again, that listing of the week, too, 8979 Dewberry. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's $224,900, but it's got 3,100 square feet. It's been completely renovated. So please don't hesitate to call, text, shoot me an email, whatever works best for you, and I can schedule you an appointment to view that property. My cell is 901-619-6170. All right, Dan, appreciate you coming on the show. You guys look forward to next week's show. I can't wait. Shelby County Trustee. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Shelby County Trustee David Lenore's coming on. So we're excited to have him on. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live. I really enjoy having that feature as part of the show, so we appreciate you tuning in there. You call it the Memphis Real Estate Hour on AM 990 Memphis.
AM 990 KWAM, your news and information station with CBS News updates every hour on the hour. KWAM Memphis.